With just a couple comments, and then you guys can fire off your questions. Hugely disappointed. All of us with the Bengals are very disappointed in the season, as disappointed as our fans are. We have super high expectations for our football team. We believe we have a championship caliber football team. Our fans believe that as well. We did not achieve what we wanted to achieve. While we finished the year with 5 straight wins, in the middle of the season, we managed to turn wins into losses. 7 times we did that, and it kept us out of a shot to win the championship. We believe we're a championship caliber team, and we'll go to work and put it back together in the best way, and we'll compete for the championship next year. And with that, I'll take your questions. Paulie D, why don't you start us off?
We start talking about the big contract?
Whatever you want to talk about, Paulie.
Where are you at with T. Higgins? And where do you feel like that stands? Or you think that's something that can get done?
Yeah, T. Higgins. Seems like 3 or 4 or 5 years I've been talking about T. I think you guys all know what I feel about T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is a fantastic football player, and I want him on my football team. Whenever I'm in charge of a football team, I want T. Higgins. And so I'm going to do what I can to get T. Higgins. Our preference with T. Higgins is to do a long-term agreement. Always has been. It continues to be, and we'll work hard to get that done. You know, we are fortunate. We've got a lot of really good football players, fantastic football players, and we're fortunate to be in a position to where we can fit them all in. And we've managed our cap well. We've got low dead money. We want a high payroll and low dead money so the people that are in Cincinnati playing for us can get all the money. That's what we want. And we're in a position to re-sign these guys. And it's a good position to be in. It really is. And we're going to attack it. And hopefully, we don't want to just re-sign these guys and pay more for the same football team we had last year. We want to add to it as well. So we want to re-sign these guys, reward them for their ability level, and add to the football team. So it's a tall task. We think we're up to it, and Katie's got us in position to attack it well.
You don't have the long-term extension done by the franchise tag when they're deadline next week, or you guys want to tag it?
Franchise tag? Yeah, I don't have breaking news on that. I'm aware that I have a franchise tag, yes, but our preference is a long-term deal, and that's what our focus is right now.
What do you think that would say about when you're going to get the long-term deal done and achieve?
Yeah, I'm optimistic until there's reason not to be, and I've always been optimistic with T, and I want a long-term deal. You know, he fits with us, and we fit with him. It's a great match, and so there's no reason not to work hard to continue the relationship for sure.
How challenging is it to prioritize? You have T, you have Trey, obviously Jamar as well. It's not just one.
Yeah.
It's 3 good free agencies. Still keep this going.
Yeah, obviously T is the one that's not signed for the future right now, and so that puts the onus on us to do something there one way or the other earlier. Jamar is always going to be our priority. He's a fantastic football player. He's going to end up being the #1 paid non-quarterback in the league. We're there. Let's get it done. The earlier we can do some of this stuff, the freer it gives us to build the rest of the team. We have other needs that we want to build, and so we want to get these kind of things done early enough to where we can really focus on building out the rest of the football team. But they're all priorities to us, but the ones that aren't signed are the ones that are on the table first. What was that? A signed contract, I guess, is the only way I can answer that. What needs to happen? That's what needs to happen.
With T last year, it sounds like there wasn't a lot of negotiation or conversation after the franchise tag was placed. Has anything changed over the last year, given your confidence being and having the negotiations?
Has anything changed? Well, he's got a new representation, so maybe that'll push it over. I don't know, but
the conversations about T because of the age also represent conversations about the
well, we can run parallel paths with the same representation, and that's what we'll do. But I'm optimistic. I want deals done, just like our quarterback wants deals done. Everything he says, I agree with. I want them done. I want the best players available. And I also want to add more players to our team. Again, I don't want to just pay more money for the same team we had last year. We have other needs, and I want to go after those needs as well.
Is it fair to say, have you spoken to Joe Burrow or his representation about restructuring his contract?
No, we're in a good situation with our cap and how we've managed our cap to get these other things done without any adjustment there.
What do you see when you see Joe in the media?
He's been the CEO of our team, but I think there's a number of things.
What do I see? Or what do I think when I see Joe? I think there's our quarterback, and I'm glad we have him. And I haven't heard anything he said that I'm not in complete alignment on. I want the good players too, and I think that they ought to be paid to their ability level, and that's what we're going to do.
How exciting are Trey impact ability and flexibility and restocking?
The questions on how re-signing them is going to impact our ability to build the defense. I think we have ability to build the defense if we can get clarity on it and structure them in a way that is beneficial. But if they linger, it kind of creates a little bit of uncertainty. But we're going to attack the defense, and we already have. We know our defense wasn't good enough. It couldn't get stops when we needed it, couldn't protect leads, it didn't get off the field. And then, in critical moments when the game was on the line, it didn't rise to the occasion. 4th and 16 against Kansas City, that's one play. We win one game, now we're in the playoffs. But that's countless games throughout the year, whether it's our offense converting a first down to run the clock out to win the game, whether it's our special teams converting a field goal to win the game, but multiple times, a fumble going into the end zone, all the things that happened. It was a crazy year. We're a championship level team that didn't get an opportunity, and that irritates us. It irritates all of us. It irritates our fans, and we're not happy about it. And we're going to attack the offseason to make sure it doesn't happen again.
You have to get creative structurally how you do these contracts versus the past because it is a position.
Do we have to get creative structure in the contracts? Well, sure. I mean, you're always creative because the other side wants you to be creative. And so we're going to do what we can to satisfy whoever we're negotiating with to get a deal done. And I hope they recognize, the restrictors we have. A negotiation is just that. It's a negotiation. It's not I ask and you say yes. And we don't expect them to just do what we want. And they have to expect some negotiation because we're putting together a big picture, and our players want a good football team, and we're going to attack that and respect that, and also respect the level of production and ability level our players have. We're not trying to insult anybody, particularly at the top of our football team. We're fortunate to have fantastic football players, and we're going to treat them as such.
Fair to say you made progress. Any progress with Trey's reps in terms of extensions? Fair to say has been progress.
Trey? Yeah, Trey's super passionate. It's exactly what makes him a great football player, and he is super engaged, and we're cognizant. He's been a great signing for us. We've been a great fit for him. He's been a great fit for us. We would like to extend that. We would like to keep him not only happy but with us on a longer-term basis. And we're going to talk. He's under contract right now, and we're going to talk as the offseason goes, and hopefully come up to an agreement that everyone's acceptable of, but are we there yet? We're not there yet. Questions on Mike Gesicki and where does that fit? we've been pretty good at bringing tight ends in and having them have successful seasons. Mike was fantastic for us. I think Mike's a priority guy for us. I think he fits with us. I think he found out he fits with us. Tight ends tend to fit with us. We got Joe Burrow, and we value them in our game plans and how we structure our offense. And Mike was a great fit. And to Mike's credit, he came in, bought in, learned quickly, and fit right in. And so it's a great match. I'd love to have Mike Gesicki back, and we're going to work to try to do that. And we'll see if it can happen.
Have you had conversations with Joe on some of those offseason decisions about how to
Have I talked to
Joe Burrow one-on-one?
to Joe Burrow? Yeah. I talk to him a lot. I mean, he's a member of our team, and he's an important partner in what we're doing. And I value his input. He's earned that.
Can you talk about what you remember about Chase Brown in the draft process and kind of his maturation?
Chase Brown? Yeah, we really had a lot of hope for Chase, and he kind of made us right this year. He's a guy that early in the draft process we liked because he was kind of dynamic outside of the core and also inside the core. Really, really bright, really energetic. He's really progressed in his pass receiving skills, and then he's coming along as a pass protector. And so he's a really good fit. We put a big load on him this year, more load than what we had thought we were going to put on him, and he responded to it, and he held up, and that was an important part of our late finish. Can a running back go number one overall? I don't know. I guess if Walter Payton were in this draft, I might think about taking him number one overall. But our game's changed a lot, and so you'd have to be pretty special. I think quarterbacks have that kind of on lock, or maybe a great pass rusher, or maybe a guy that plays 6 positions like the one at my alma mater. But we'll see.
How involved is ownership in these high-level re-signings? What have your conversations around free agency been like with those?
With our ownership, how involved are they? Highly involved. They're there every day, and they've been there every day of their careers, and they'll continue to do that, and they're super good at what they do.
There's been a lot of talk about the Eagles, look at how he was.
Yeah.
What sticks out about the reloading draft young players, getting right away? How much like the model?
Yeah, the Eagles. Hats off to them. They've done a great job building their roster out, and they've got some high-level players on big deals. Not as big as the deals that we're talking about making, but big deals. And then they've hit on draft picks, and that's what we've got to do. We've hit on some draft picks. We've got some guys that are in the pipeline coming. In the last 5 games, I think some of our young guys started to come, which was great on the defensive side of the ball. And then we mentioned, Chase and, Eric All. It was unfortunate that he got hurt, but he was on pace to really be a dynamic tight end in our league, and I think Amarius Mims has a chance to be a Pro Bowler next year. He's a fantastic right tackle, and if he can stay healthy, I think he's got a world of potential. But the young DBs, we'll get them back healthy. That'll be good. Young guys like DJ Ivey and Fig Newton having to take on bigger roles. But some of those young guys got a taste of winning because we won the last 5 games and gave ourselves a chance, and they had to be relied on for a role, and so that was good to see. But hats off to Philly. My son works there, and he thinks he's the reason for the season, I think.
How does the change at defensive coordinator affect how you will prioritize defensive talent?
What was that again?
The change at defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Yeah, Al Golden coming on. Yeah, Al is super hands-on, and we want our coaches to be super hands-on. We want to be in alignment when we take a guy. We want a vision for him, and we want everybody on board. Everybody that touches that guy is on board with it, knows the plan, and is going to work towards the plan. And Al is super engaged, super high energy, hands-on, knows exactly what he wants. His coaches know what he wants. So it's going to be great working with him. Looking forward to it. I think he would have a pretty good idea of what's playing on the college level right now.
How valuable is the fact that he's been the highest level?
Yeah.
Coaching against and coaching with some of the best.
Yeah, it's valuable that he's got that experience. You know, he's going to have recruited a lot of these guys. He's going to have played against a lot of these guys. He's going to have game planned against a lot of these guys, and so what he knows, we'll download, and he won't be shy to help us. You know, it's a collaboration with our coaching staff and our personnel staff. You know, and we want alignment. If there's not alignment, we're going to find it, and we're going to make sure that everyone sees what the other is seeing. And then if we can't find alignment, we'll go in a different direction. But, you know, we want that alignment, and it's been great working with Al so far.
What gives you the most confidence that you're getting what you wanted before, what you're looking for, that you can afford to pay at that level in the market to wide receivers and still build the rest of the roster that you need?
What gives us confidence that we can pay high levels to our high-level players? Well, I guess it'll just be the proof is in the pudding. You know, what gives us confidence that we can do that? We believe we can do it, and we believe we can fit other things in too. But we'll see how it all nets out at the end.
Talk about running parallel pass with the representation of those two players. I was curious, does that slow down or speed up?
I don't think it has really any effect. I think, you know, the question is on whether one agent with two players has an effect on the pace, and I don't think so. I think most agents are pretty accustomed to working parallel paths, and so they're just working parallel paths within themselves.
When you look at a couple times that you guys have more chase because of the other receivers that got their deals. The framework has been there. Why do you feel like you guys were able to get the deal done last year?
Yeah, I don't think there was a framework at this level last year. I'm not. You name the guy that did a deal after 3 years that was at this level. This is the year that they've done. That's the framework. That's why it's framework. Last year we would have been the first of its kind at that level, at that position. And it didn't get done. We were close. Maybe we were closer than others. But we're going to reward Jamar. He's an important part of he's going to be the guy. So it's just a matter of getting it done and still having some stuff to maybe build the rest of the team.
When you look at the defensive line inside, maybe one of those guys you mentioned late in the year that started.
Yeah.
Is that someone you would like to have back?
Joseph? Yeah, Joseph started to really come on. I think there's some desire from our new staff after they've come in and looked that they would like to. So we'll see. You know, with Joseph, with PJ Hill, we've got other guys who are up that we like as football players that we would like to have back. And it's just a matter of finding out what the price is and how it fits with the big picture. But those guys are guys that we value.
Playing more young players with a defensive coordinator and Al who's a lot of experience coaching up and getting young players to play as a company.
Questions on whether Al will play more young players. I think Al will play the best players. He's going to want guys that execute what he wants. And if he wants you playing blocks and staying square, he's going to play the guy that plays blocks and stays square. If he wants you to secure the edge, he's going to play the guy that makes sure the edge is secured. If he wants you to play man cover and stay in inside technique, he's going to play the guy that does that. Al's going to be very open-minded on playing the best, not playing a veteran or playing a rookie. It'll be he's the best one we have, and we're going to play with him.
When you look at the defense,
Woo! Yeah. I think we'll see. I think we'll see. We've kind of hit on that. Can we get the big contracts done and still have room to do other things? I'm hopeful. That's what I started with. I'm very hopeful that we can do that. Yeah, we have the ability. We've managed our cap well. We have low dead money, and we're going to attack it, and hopefully we'll be able to do it.
When you look at defensive line in the draft, right? This is one of the best draft classes we've seen. What do you value? Whether it's defensive tackles, there's guys like Walker and the edge rushers, guys like James Pierce Jr. What do you value when it comes to that
defensive, like an edge guy, an interior guy. There's like 5 positions within the defensive line. So what we value on the defensive line depends on what technique the guy's playing. Now, we'd like a guy to be able to play a wide 9 and a nose and everything in between, but we haven't found one that can really do that. But the edge guy, So, if you're looking for a rusher, we want guys that get off the ball fast, guys that can threaten the edge and then have a second move, have a second move, have a plan. You have to be fast, you have to be flexible, you have to have great balance, and you got to have a plan. But you got to be able to get off the ball to threaten the guy, or he's going to sit on you.
Going back to your comments on Chase Brown, don't consider that one of the very large contracts that they have.
The question's on, do our veteran contracts change the way we approach the draft? No. I mean, we approach the draft, we rank every position best to worst for us, and we approach the draft as we're going to take the best guy. Now, if there's guys in the same bucket, we'll maybe take a guy that fits us at the moment a little better than another, but we're not going to pass up a whole bucket to drop down to take a guy that fits a need. We're looking at them from top down, we're ranking them from top down, and we let the draft come to us. If we need to move up to get a guy who's the last of the Mohicans, we'll consider doing that. If we feel like we can move down because there's a lot of players left that we would be pleased to have, we might do that. But we rank them one to worst.
Going back to the comments on Chase Brown's workload last season, are you comfortable with that degree again next year, or how do you envision the running back position?
I think we'll have an addition at some point. Yeah, it was a shame that Zach had the neck injury he had. We really thought he was an excellent addition for us, and then there was just nothing. He had to protect his neck, and it just we'll see what that looks like going forward. I don't know that we have clarity on that. Will his workload stay at the same level? Ideally, you'd want a second guy to take some of that workload off, but he surprised us and he showed us that he can handle that. And if he can handle it, and he's the best guy for the moment, then he'll be in the game.
How would you characterize Leroy Murray? How would you characterize his input when it comes to free agency?
How often do I ask for Al's input on the defensive players in free agency and the draft? All the time. All the time. We want alignment. We want alignment. He'll ask for our thoughts, and we'll ask for his thoughts, and we'll put them together and see where they merge. And then, the thing that we know maybe is the market for these guys and how best to spend the dollars. And we can help with that, and he can help with his vision for the player. What do we do with this guy when we pay him, when we bring him in the building? So, yeah, it's a collaborative approach there, too.
When you're looking at players like this, how much weight do you put on the 40 in this? I'm excited about the players.
How much weight do we put on the 40? Depends on the position. I mean, I don't put a ton of weight on the 40 if it doesn't match up with what I see on tape. It has to match up with what I see on tape. If it doesn't, then I'm going with what I see on tape. Football is a short area, speed, burst game. It's not there just aren't the occasions to run 40 like that. You might like that in your running back, and you can consider him a home run threat if he can't get run down. But the short area speed burst is what's really important in my mind. But the 40 depends on the position you're playing.
Obviously, you've got your two bookend tackles with the interior of the offensive line. Do you view that as a need for free agency over the draft?
What was that? One more time?
Interior offensive line. Do you view that as a need for free agency?
Interior offensive line? Yeah. Our offense was pretty darn dynamic last year, and I know our offensive line gets beat on from time to time. We had to substitute guys in. We had a ton of injuries. We put a lot of pressure on our guys with how we play, but at the same time, we score points like nobody's business, and we move the ball like nobody's business, and we throw the ball like nobody's business, and the offensive line is half of that group. And so the criticism's fine. We could be a little better here or a little better there, but our offense is pretty good, and half of it was our offensive line. And I give them credit for that. I don't beat on them. Now, speaking out of the other side of my mouth, can we improve some of those spots? Maybe, yeah. Are we looking? Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. But we're looking at every position. I don't think we're looking to take a quarterback at the top of the first, but other than that, we're looking at every position.
Big three contracts that you're working out. trying to work out. Are you working on them all simultaneously, or is there order?
There's no order. We can work parallel paths, and we're working parallel paths. If we get farther along and get one pretty close, then we'll try to finalize it. But we're working all paths. Do we need one done? I would like them all done tomorrow, but I mean, need is a hard thing. We're trying to get them done as soon as we can. When they broke down last summer, it just didn't get over the, he changed his mind, which is fine, and we understood. There's not hard feelings in this stuff. I don't get angry about this kind of stuff. I don't, it's just business. And, we're looking out for the 53 players on the team, and a lot of times they're looking out for the one. And that's their job to look out for the one, and their agent's job to look out for the one. And they have to understand it's my job to look out for the totality. And we can't be a 1 or 2 or 3 person team. It's a 53 person team. And when I'm negotiating with a player, I'm almost negotiating on behalf of every other player we have, but we're in position to reward these guys at a high level, and we're willing and able and want to do that, and I'm optimistic that we'll be able to do it. Was that? Well, he elected not to do the deal. I don't know if he changed his mind. You can ask him. He probably talks to you about that stuff more than me.
Are you willing to facilitate trade for Pratt after his request for something that makes sense?
On Pratt, am I willing to entertain a trade? I don't announce stuff like that. I will say with every player on our roster and with every player on some other GM's roster, I enjoy talking to my cohorts, and they can call me anytime they want, and they can talk about their guys, my guys. They don't need permission for that. I don't need to stand up on a podium. They'll all tell you the same thing. No permission, no public announcement needs to be made. So when I talk about trades, no matter who it's about, it's not going to happen up here. Now, I could lie to you and say yes, no, whatever, but it's not happening up here. And they don't need permission to call me, and I don't need permission to call them. Jermaine Burton? I've said what I've had to say on that one. I can't want it more for him than he wants it for himself, and he's going to have to demonstrate that. And he's an immensely talented guy. We're not giving up on him, but he's going to have to start showing it now, and he's going to have to take the next step in his career. And I'm hopeful. I like Jermaine. I don't dislike Jermaine. I like Jermaine, and he could add a lot to us, but he's going to have to want it for himself more than I want it for him.
In terms of T and Jamar in this situation, does it drastically change the dynamic? I'm trying to scratch for new answers on the same questions that I keep getting. T, Jamar, how does the negotiation go? I'm pretty run out there. We want them signed. Is it easy? No. Are we up to it? We are up to it. We've done a lot of these things. But the dynamic type questions, maybe I've lost my dynamic nature. I don't know.
Did Mike Hilton express interest in potentially coming out? We don't know what he's done for you.
Mike Hilton? What was the question on him? Did he express interest? Yeah, we try to communicate with all of our guys, and I don't say definitely yes, and I don't say definitely no with any of them. We'll communicate, see what the prices are, what the opportunities are, who else is available, and what we're doing at other positions with the money. So it's a dynamic situation with a lot of free agents at that level, at that portion of their career.